I always said, like, whenever I started this and everything, and, like, it's the only thing that's good about me, I reckon, is how, like, fucking honest I am. And it's like I said, I was gonna keep it real and everything, and I'm really having, like, a really bad time right now, and, like, like, so I figured I'd share it, and I don't even fucking know why, other than to just share it and just be like, I shared it, you know, like, even. It's like, I laid down in my bed, like, oh, well, a series of things, I guess. Like, let's go ahead and try to break it down, and then I'll get into why the fuck I'm so upset. But, like, this is what my mind is like, you know, and the way that I think and everything. And I try not to, and I try to stay positive. And it's really hard. Like I've stated in my other videos, like how I've been treated emotionally and everything. And so earlier, like whenever I shot the video earlier today, I was like, okay, as soon as I get done doing all the crap that I'm doing on my phone, I'm gonna finish watching the movie. And I'm in a really good mood, so I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna clean and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And then I literally went up and, like, got up after the movie went off, and I went to go use the bathroom, and my cat is, like, fucking retarded. I don't know. Like, I don't know what his deal is. And it's like, he always wants the toilet seat lifted, and, like, I put it down 9 times out of 10 when I flush or whatever. And so I walked back in here, sat back down, and was fixing to put on my shoes, my socks and shoes, and just get some stuff done around here and everything, and clean up some regular household messes and stuff. And the fucking cat started lifting the toilet seat like he does, making it thud. And he'll just continually do that. He'll, like, stop for a brief minute or two, but he just keeps doing it until you go in there and you appease him or what the fuck ever and lift up the damn toilet seat. And even if you give him fresh water, I don't know, he likes it from the toilet. He's always been like that. He's special. And so I went and lifted up the toilet seat, and then that little bit just threw me off so bad and irritated me so bad. But then again, not like it didn't enrage me or irritate. Like, it just, I was just like, really? Are you fucking kidding me? And then I was like, I had my own plans. Like, I was gonna clean the house, and, like, dude just threw me off. Dude just got in my way. And even though dude's a cat, I was just like, really? And then I was like, and I wouldn't even have him if it wasn't for my kid. And then I got to thinking about my kid not being home. And then I was just like, you know what? I don't even feel like cleaning. Do I feel like cleaning? And then I was like, no, I don't. And then I was like, you know what? I could put it off for another day. It's okay. I could put it off for another day and be relaxed and be calm, just like the video I watched yesterday, talking about Buddha and not pushing yourself and all that and everything. And I was like, but I really want my house to be cleaner, but it never stays any cleaner than what the fuck it is right now, in all honesty, with all the pets and stuff. And so I was just like, fuck. And I was like, I'm gonna go lay down. And then I laid there for a little bit, and I was like, fuck, I can't lay down. So I picked up my phone and goofed off on it and everything. Like, I downloaded the TikTok app and everything, and I was gonna try to shoot a video and, like, start on that. And then I thought about friending the girl, and I was like, no, because just no, and I was like, so I'll just do me, I'll make a video. And for some reason, my fucking phone wouldn't load worth a shit. It would not load worth a shit. And so that, like, I was trying to be good and distract myself, I reckon, is the best way to put it. And it's like, anytime I try to distract myself from what is emotionally bothering me, it's like, no, red flag, we're gonna throw up everything that fucking emotionally bothers you, Heather, until you fucking do what you can about it. But the thing is like, I can't do anything about it. Like, I can't get her to talk to me. I can't go see my kid. Like, I can't go see her. Like, so there's nothing that I can fucking do about either of the fucking emotional situations that I'm in, and I'm getting stuck in them all the time. And so I was like, okay, I can't get this fucking app to work and load worth of shit. And then I was like, well, maybe it's for my best, and maybe it was too silly or goofy or pathetic what I was gonna do, or whatever. And I was just like, so maybe God saved me from doing something I shouldn't do. And then I watched a bunch of people, and I was like, I watched a bunch of their little skits and everything, and I was like, oh my God, that's so cute, or that's so funny. And then I was looking at them, and I was like, God, they have their lives together, and like, they're so much better than me, and like, they're so much more accomplished than me. And you can tell that these are people that have confidence because they were raised to have that confidence. And they didn't have to like fight and claw to keep it alive and everything. And like that they're they had somebody in their family that was, like appreciative of them and who they are and everything. And I was just like, fuck, I've never had that, And so like, that didn't upset me though. Like, I was like, whatever. I mean, it did, but like, not to where I'm crying and stuff. So I was like, whatever. So then I'm like, okay. I came into bed to lay down and try to go to sleep. I need to try to lay down and go to sleep. So I'm laying there and I can't sleep, and I'm like, well, fuck, maybe I should get up. And I'm like, I don't want to get up. And I'm sitting there kind of piddling back with myself, like, well, I could do the dishes. I don't want to do the dishes, though. Like, there's not that many, and, like, I don't care right now. And, like, if I'm going to do that, then I'm going to want to do everything I was wanting to do earlier. There's not enough time, or if there is, I'm going to be rushed for it. And I don't feel like doing all that. And then I got to thinking about, like, if I should call and contact people at work, and who I'd have to contact to get my job back. And then I was like, I'll probably have to contact the GM, and the GM will probably be like, no, because she told me she wanted to fire me from the beginning, But then I thought, or I could maybe contact the manager that I regularly worked with and be like, hey, how's it been since I've been gone, and would you like me back? And if so, maybe you can talk to the GM, kind of, convince her that you want me back, as a crew person. And that's the other thing too, like some of the people, that's the reason I got on the whole job thing, is like some of the people on, there was this woman that made this little video, and like apparently somebody had said something pissed her off, and she's like, I do work, I do this, I'm responsible, and I went to school, and I do have, I do have a cap and gown, as a matter of fact I have more than one, and all kinds of stuff like that. And like, you could tell she was younger than me, or at least she definitely looked like it. And I just thought to myself, see, why couldn't I have had that life? Why couldn't I have had people like that around me? Like whoever she had around her, to treat her right and not treat her like shit and not make her feel bad about herself. And I was like, but, and then my friend, I got to thinking about what she says. She says that with Hinduism and everything, that like whatever you're born into, whatever status you're born into, is the status that you stay at. And so maybe that's the reason, like, my life is the way that it is because I'm meant to be the poor poverty line status I've always been at, because I've tried to not be that. And it's like, every time I've tried, it's like it gets red flagged. It's like, and it usually ends up getting red flagged or what the fuck ever, like, by my damn family and stuff. And circumstances that they create and dramatic shit. And then it's like, imagine, sorry, I just got to thinking of something, but, imagine, like, you're born into a family and you're talented and your family's not talented, and so, whatever you're talented in, your family, instead of encouraging you, they cut you down and they tell you that you're a piece of shit. Well, that's kind of the way that I am, and yes, I am talented in some things, but it's like my confidence. It's like I've always had more confidence that just emanates from me as the being that I am than my parents have ever had from themselves. And instead of them being encouraging and supportive of me having that, they've always cut me down and belittled me and tried to control me and tried to use that to their gain or what the fuck ever. And I'm just sick of it. But so anyways, back to what I was doing and everything. Sitting there watching that, laid back down, realized I couldn't sleep, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick up my phone, and just see, like, get on YouTube and kind of piddle around until I get sleepy or whatever. If I'll even get sleepier until it's later at night and I'll watch a movie, no big deal. And when I picked it up, and of course, like I said in my previous video, I think about EJ all the time. And so I picked up my phone, and one of the people that I subscribed from, they put this thing up where it's like, to know, like, if an introvert likes you, and or if they're in love with you. And so I watched it, and as I was watching it, I was like, she did this, or she did that, and so she has to like me, so she has to care about me. And then I was like, or am I just really stupid and she don't care about me at all? And then I was like, or is she just really mean, or what's the deal and all this and everything? And it's like, I know she has issues and stuff, and I don't know what they are, but I know that she does. And I was just like, it was like checklist, of everything. Like, I could relate from my standpoint. I could say, yes, okay, she loves me based upon this. If it were like in a test form, I could say, yes, true, that happened, But then I'm not so stupid and self-absorbed that, like, I don't notice that, from her perspective, it could be completely different, because I've had people do that shit to me my whole life and be like, you're stupid and you don't know anything and you don't know this and that. And so I was just like, okay, and so I was like, after watching the video, I was like, damn, now I'm even more confused than what the fuck I was. And then I was like, I thought that was gonna help me, and then I was like, fuck, it didn't help me, it just made me feel worse. Because it makes me feel like I know that she has to love me or care about me. And then, like, I was like, and I even have the text from her stating, that she knows I care. And then I got, I looked back at those texts and was reading them and stuff, and then I got mad at myself because I deleted all of our regular text messages. And I was like, fuck, and the day of the incident that pissed her off really bad and everything, I'm like, I don't even know what fucking day that was. I know what dates it was in between because of our other texts or whatever. I was like, but I don't even know what day it was any damn more. And I was like, and I kind of feel bad about that, like, because, like, if something's a relationship and something's, like, milestone, even if it's a good or a bad milestone, and this was technically a bad one, because it's like, okay, don't do that no more, and everything. But, like, also, like, me expressing how much I cared about her, so that it was, like, a good, bad, kinda. And, I don't even know what fucking date that was anymore, because I deleted it because she made me feel like I was nothing to her. And so, like, I was trying to shut her out because she asked me to. And so I deleted all the messages. And then I got to feeling really bad about that because I really do like her. And I was like, God, if we get together, I'm not going to know what damn date it is, and I'm going to have to ask her, and she's going to be like, you don't know, and, and, like, text messages, she's going to be like, oh, so you deleted them all because you really don't care. And it's like, no, I really do fucking care. I care so much. I care so much, and it's not funny. And then, like, because she's made me so paranoid because the whole situation that I'm going through with my kid being gone and the judge and the courts and the cops and the, like, and her calling the cops on me, and then her fucking cousin getting in my face and being like, I'm a cop, and I could kill you, and then he was like, oh, wait, I could throw you on the ground, and I just thought to myself, just please kill me, just fucking get it over with. Like, because I'm so miserable, and I'm so tired of being so miserable. And so, anyways, I went back and I reread our messages. And it's like this one time, it's like after the whole incident and everything, like I was like, hey, I could bug you on here too, like trying to tease her, and stuff. I'm trying to be lighthearted about the situation so that way it wouldn't, it wouldn't be this deep and everything. And I was like, hey, I can bug you on here too. And she's like, where the fuck do you not get that you was told to leave me alone? And so I was like, okay, and I just left her alone. Like, I didn't write shit after she wrote that. And then I said, okay, I said, fine, I will leave you alone. I said, because apparently you think I'm some, like, damn demon or something, because she'd made a comment that, like, I was trying to drag her to hell and I was a temptress, and so I was like, okay, maybe I am a bad person, and I was like, okay, I'll leave you alone. And I was like, I'll leave you alone, I'll leave you alone. And she's like, yeah, you probably will, but you'll keep posting on Facebook how much you're in love with me. And, like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what to say to that. Like, I'm sorry that when I'm in love with somebody that I'm proud and that I'm happy and that I like knowing. And so after she said that, like, I remember even that night, like, or that morning or whatever, like, I, I was just done. I was like, okay, I'm never gonna talk to her again, and she hates me, and okay, that's the way it's gonna be. That's gonna be the end of it. And then, like, and that's how my phone even got broke, is because, like, when she wrote me back, her timing on that, or a text message on that same day, or around that day, like, I literally know it was that day because she texted me that night, all that shit, and it was right after I'd gotten off work. And she'd said that she was driving home, and so I thought to myself, you drove by and you seen me, or you seen where I live, and your mind went to me then because you're here in this area. And that's the reason you wrote me back when you did, or whatever, because she wrote me, like, or some shit like that. Like, anyways, I just remember I'd not heard from her, like, all that day since that morning, or what the fuck ever, or maybe it was the day before, and, like, I went to work. I was trying to just, let things go, and I got off work, and she texted me, and, like, literally, I just took my phone and I just fucking threw it on the goddamn ground and went and stripped down, changed my clothes, changed into my pajamas and went to bed and was like, fuck it, and didn't pick my phone up until the next morning. And I was like, please say the fucker still works, because my dad bought me the damn phone, and I was like, so, please say it still works and shit, and I won't be able to get a hold of my kid if it don't. And so I picked it up, and everything was fine. I had to put it back together and shit, but the damn screen's all fucking cracked. And, like, they on. And so, anyways, So, uh, I was like, fine, leave me alone, we're not going to talk or whatever. And she texted me the next day, I think it was, or yeah, the next day, but it was like, that was in the morning, the next one, or the night before or some shit. I don't know. But anyway, she texts me out of the blue the next day or whatever, and she's like, you know what, I've been thinking on something. And I was like, I remember I was sitting here on my couch and I seen the phone go off, and I think I just got done looking at our messages and put the phone down, and then the phone went off, and I picked it up and I seen it was from her, and I rolled my eyes because I was just like, really? Are you fucking kidding me? You tell me you hate me, you tell me you want me to leave you alone, I leave you alone, and then you wrote me. At least that's the way my mind took it, even though she didn't say she hated me, but she said she wanted me to leave her alone. And she was mad that I was putting it up on Facebook, but I'm not going to change that about myself just for you, to make you happy when you're not doing shit to, I guess, kind of make me happy, like, like, and then even at that, like, if I can't be proud of who the hell I'm with, then, and, so I picked up the phone because she texted me and seen it was from her, and I rolled my eyes and looked at the message, and she's like, you know what, I've been thinking of something. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, you know and I'm like, what, and she's like, maybe God's trying to get you over you questioning, if you're straight or you're gay or whatever. And I was just like, or whatever my sexuality is, and concluding she's claimed that, yeah. And so her sexuality's not straight, I'm just gonna say that. And so who is she to say, oh, God's getting on to you because you're not straight, when she's not straight either, and so I was just like, well, I know how I feel, and she's like, well, maybe you need to get over those feelings. And I was like, listen, I was like, you can't change this about me. Like, I'm gonna feel the way I feel. Like, you can't just look at me like a fucking, I don't even know what. Because you can't even do that with a damn something that's supposed to be less than us. You can't even do that with a damn dog or a fucking cat or anything and be like, now don't feel hungry or thirsty or in love or like something, or don't like your favorite, like say it's a dog and they got a favorite chew toy. Don't like that chew toy. No, you can't fucking, they're gonna like what the fuck they like. Like, and then not only do I have that common sense just because I've had it before I had a kid, but also having a kid. I mean, hell, she's with her grandparents, and it's like that's where she says she wants to be. So, supposedly, but she wants to see her animals, and they won't bring her to see her pets, and then that's breaking my heart for her and for the pets. But that's a whole different, another fucking can of worms right there. And at least I got her to say that she misses me, my kid, like. But anyways, like, back to EJ and everything, it's like, so I read our old messages, and I went back and I was reading them all, the ones that I do have. And I was like, maybe she does hate me. And I just started losing it, like crying. And really bad crying. And it's like I do this thing where I do a silent scream whenever I cry, because I used to get in trouble as a kid, or whenever my dad would spank me and he wouldn't stop and stuff, like I wasn't allowed to scream. And that's another thing too, like, you'll notice my lips turn really red and everything, and like, I even did it when I was in the truck with EJ that day when she come pick me up, because I wanted to scream, but like, I hate making that face, and then when I do that, it's like my whole jaws get tense, and it's almost like I'm gonna cause myself to have a fucking brain aneurysm or a fucking stroke or something. So I try to not do that. Like, and if I do, it's like I really wish that I could be somewhere that I could feel safe, that I could like just scream out whenever I'm wanting to release like that pain and that hurt. But there's no place like that. If I do that here at my home, my neighbors, they're already so goddamn nosy to words, just words that come out of my mouth. Can you imagine? And even trying to say that I've been having sex when I haven't, like over the past, well, it was a year ago that they ran their fucking mouth, and then got to my sister, and then it got back to me, and I was just like, would it even matter as old as I am? Like, and no, I didn't, and hell, my kid was there the day that they're talking about, they can ask my kid what the fuck happened. He sat and talked, I sat and talked, that was it. And, so anyways, dang on, like, if I was to sit here and scream out, they'd call the damn cops, and they'd think, oh god, she lost her mind and all kinds of shit and everything, and so I do this silent scream thing, but like when I was a kid, cause like and everything, like I bite my lips or whatever. Like I'd bite my lips to keep quiet, to shut up. And that's probably what caused me to hyperventilate and pass out half the time, and everything's because I couldn't breathe and I was biting my lip to keep from screaming. And but I'm just a broken mess. And I try so hard not to be. But anyways, so I went back and I read her messages, and then I was like, okay, maybe she don't love me, and so then I laid there crying for a minute, and then I sat up and I was like, you know what? My husband did message me like a few weeks ago, and I just blocked him. I didn't even look at the message, even though I can see it, and I didn't respond or anything. I just blocked him, and I was like, I wonder if I could, and it's like a half-assed thought because it stopped right there, and it's like because I don't know the answer, but it's like I wonder if I could talk to him, but it's like I didn't even finish with the full thought. Instead it was I wonder if, and then it was like no, and then it was like fuck talking to him. He's a piece of shit in my book. I mean, that's my book. He can be wonderful and great in somebody else's. That's the reason I want a divorce. He can go be handsome and amazing and wonderful and great and kind and generous to somebody else, because I don't even want that shit from him anymore, because he's done shown me how he's going to be with me, and he's going to be rude and mean and hateful and manipulative and cruel. And so I don't want him. Like, that's the reason I've been waiting on a divorce all this time, and he's done shown me how he's going to be to my kid. And so anyways, and then I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, maybe EJ's showing me how she's gonna be towards me and how she's gonna be towards my kid, and if this is how she's gonna be, but like I'm still in love with her. Fuck, I hate my life so much. Oh, God. So I was like, maybe I should ask him if he still has his life insurance policy on me. Because he had a really good life insurance policy that he took out on himself when we was together, because I was like, take the biggest one that you want to if you can afford it out on yourself, and me and Ava if you want to. I was like, because, like, that's gonna be bad if something happens to any of us. I was like, if something happens to Ava, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I was like, I'll probably follow her shortly after. I was like, so you'll have two life insurance policies, I was like, but I was like, take one out on yourself that's decent enough that I could get a job, like if I'm still not working, that it's decent enough to take care of us, I guess, for like 6 months or a year, after and everything. I was like, because I would have to get a license, get a car, and get a job, and be able to keep a job and keep it stable, and everything. And he's like, oh, I'm going to take an amazing one out. That way it'll take care of you and Ava for the rest of your life. So he ended up taking out like a huge one on himself. And I think he, if I recall correctly, he took one out on me and Ava. And he tried to ask me just this past year if I wanted to be put on his life insurance policy. That way, if he were to die or something were to happen to him, like, I'd still supposedly receive the money. And I told him no, because I feel like that's just him trying to, legality wise, like, do some shit, like, because there was some funny shit the second year we went to go file taxes together. And I was just like, dude, what the fuck have you done? And everything. And he's like, oh, I didn't do anything. And so, like, I don't trust him. I don't trust him with that. And that's another thing, too, is like, call it, him being real smart or what the fuck ever. But, like, he memorized my fucking social security number literally within a week of us being married. And I still don't have his memorized to this day because I don't give a shit to memorize it. And I have to look it up every year whenever I file taxes because we're still legally married. And I hate having to do that. And even though I claim head of household because I am, But, and I don't get any money from him or anything. But he's like, you want me to put you on my life insurance policy just this past year, like right before my parents took Ava? And I was like, no. I was like, fuck no, And he's like, I will, And he's like, oh, and if we're going to be friends, like we're talking about, and we're going to be cool with each other and be able to talk to each other and be friends, he's like, I'm just going to tell you straight up, whoever you get with, they're going to have to be cool with us being friends. And I was like, no. I was like, you're telling me if I move on, marry somebody else, and my current person that I'm married to is like, hey, I feel really uncomfortable with you talking to your ex. Can you please not do it no more? I was like, I'm going to listen to them and I'm going to not talk to you anymore because I'm not going to risk losing that relationship just to have a friendship with you. When you've already shown how the hell you've treated me for as far as a relationship. And so he got mad and he's like, well, fine, fuck you, we ain't friends no more, and shit. And I was like, whatever, dude. But, so that's, I guess, depression. I don't know. That's just fucked up. That's just broken me. That's what I'm gonna label this, and I guess it's broken me. But, I mean, I literally was like, I think I'm going to call him, contact him, be like, hey, you got a life insurance policy out on me? And then if he's like, yeah, I'll be like, well, okay, will you make sure that, you give some, at least half or whatever, to Ava? And that's like even my mom, I mentioned how they have, my mom's always had a life insurance policy out on us and everything, and like how she got mad that my aunt didn't have one out on my cousin. And like whenever my papa died, my mom's dad, like my mom, my aunt, and my uncle, he was still alive at the time, but they all had a big falling out due to the life insurance policy and due to selling his house and what to do with his car and all kinds of shit and everything. And so just seeing my mom be that way about that, and then about my cousin dying and being like, oh, you didn't have a life insurance policy out on her, to her sister, and aren't you stupid, type idea and everything, and that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Mom has one not on me and my sister, but has one on my nieces and my daughter. And pissed me off because I was like, bitch, how the hell did you get a life insurance policy on my damn kid when you didn't get permission for me to do that? And she's like, oh, well, I had her social security card, if you remember correctly, because I wouldn't give it to you, right? Because whenever I was living with my mom and my dad, whenever I had my daughter, the reason my daughter didn't even go to the dentist before she was 2 was because my mom had the Medicaid cards and my child's social security card. She grabbed them when they came in the mail, refused to give them to me, and never gave them to me. She would hand them to me when we were in the office when I was filling out paperwork for me to write down the numbers. But other than that, she kept them, even though I'm the parent and I was the legal parent and guardian. And I finally had to get my aunt to tell her that she needed to give me the card so I could make my daughter a dentist appointment. And then by the time I made my daughter the dentist appointment, fucking her teeth was already bad and she done fell and chipped one. And so they had to pull some teeth out. My life has just been hell. I'm so tired of crying. I'm so tired of being depressed. I'm so tired of my life being hell. That's another thing too. My friend that helped me get my license, Jen, she was like, dang on, you know that you could write a playwright or a story or a screenplay or whatever, or, just a story or a biography or whatever, on your life. And she's like, do you know how rich we would be? Do you know how much money we'd make? And that's just from her hearing what little bit of shit she's heard that I've been through. That's not this shit that I've talked about on here. She ain't even heard most of this. But she's like, you've been through so much. And that's like even with my kid and her teeth and everything. And then I got cussed out by the fucking damn orthodontist or whatever that did her surgery. Like, he pulled me aside after doing surgery on my baby and cutting her teeth out. And they cut out more than they were supposed to. And some of those teeth were perfectly fine. And then that can lead up to, teeth problems in young children can lead up to all types of, problems, dealing with, ADD, ADHD, or hypersensitivity or activity and stuff like that and everything. And then these asshole dentists out here are cutting as many teeth out of kids as Medicaid will allow just so they can have that money, because Medicaid will definitely pay. And so they definitely know they're going to get that paycheck. And they went in, took her back, and they was only supposed to take out 2 or 3 teeth or whatever, and they ended up taking out 5. And he took all of her front. And, and he pulled me aside. And they couldn't control my baby. That's one thing that, spirituality wise or what the fuck ever, that I thought was fucking hilarious. And I thought, especially after this guy bitched me out, I thought, that's my kid, and that'll always be my kid, and she will always be mine. But come to the door, holy shit. But anyways, dang on, my whole camera just froze really bad, worst it ever has. But my kid, dang on, I knew it was her, but I wasn't 100% certain. I had her diaper bag, I had my purse, and I was sitting there, and I was anxious, and I was worried, and I seen them whenever they gave her medicine first to kind of knock her out, make her loopy. And, she was loopy whenever, I told her bye, and, I cried and everything, because, that's a little baby, And I was worried it was too much medicine. She was just all high as a kite, laughing and stuff. And she about walked off the damn bed. They came and got her. an hour to fucking freezing, but I'm talking at least. But dang on, they open the door that leads back to the patient rooms, and you just hear, mommy, and I just got up. I knew it was her, and I started running. They're like, somebody in here was wanting her mommy, and before they could, like, I was done going past them, and they're like, who are you, and they're like, we need Ava Myers' mother, and I was like, that's me, like, I'm right here, that's me, let me, shit, now I can't even fucking, well, fuck, yeah, I can, because hell, that's my name. Okay, calm down. But anyways, and there's lots of others. But hell, if you look, you'll see. But anyways, there's like, who's her mother? And I was like, that's me. And they let me back, and dang on, I just ran straight back there to her, and there was like 2 nurses trying to hold her down, and this one nurse was like leaning over her trying to cradle her and pick her up, and so she cradled her and picked her up, and like her face was hid from me, like she couldn't see me, and I just seen these 2 nurses to the side of her, and then this one nurse kind of over her picking her up trying to cradle her, and she's like pushing the woman away, and she literally just pushed, and I was like, it's okay, baby, and I'm talking, you ain't never seen, like, it's like a monkey clinging, and, like, she just grabbed hold of me, and, the woman was like, well, somebody wanted their mama, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, that's my baby, that's my girl, and, she, she just calmed down as soon as, she just wanted me, and, she was crying for a minute because she had tears from where she's screaming and crying with them. But as soon as I grabbed her, hey, I got you. And she's like, mommy's here, You want some ice cream? You want, water, bloody, and she got blood, So she's like, oh, okay, and I was like, and they gave her an ice pop, and I was sitting there, and I, like, tore it in half. And she's, like, making a mess and drooling and everything. And then sitting back in the bed. And then the dentist comes to me, and he's like, who's the parent, and what's going on? And, I want to talk to, the parent. And I'm like, that's me. And my mom almost got up trying to be herself. And I'm like, that's me. And he's like, well, I want to talk to you. And I'm like, okay. So he pulled me in a vacant room. And he's like, I just want to tell you that you are the lowest, most worthless mother I've ever seen. And I was just like standing there like that. And he's like, this child, her whole mouth was full of infection, let me tell you. We got in there and we took out one tooth, and it was just a mass of infection and pus and this and that. And you are the worst mother. You are the most low down mother I've ever seen. And he just fucking went off on me. And I just stood there. And every time, like, I tried to talk back, and I was like, well, because I was going to tell him about my mom having the cards and about how I couldn't get my daughter to get her teeth examined. And yes, she probably does have some infection because she fell and she cracked her fucking tooth to the fucking root, and I couldn't take her to the damn dentist. Because every time my mom would try to do it, they'd say, well, you can't make the appointment because you're not the legal guardian. We have to have the legal guardian make the appointment. So then she'd tell me to make the appointment, and I would say, I'm her mother. This is my name. This is my social security number. I'm calling to make an appointment for my daughter. And they say, okay, well, what's your daughter's social security number and what's her Medicaid number? And I said, I don't know. I said, here, I'm going to put you on the phone, and I'm going to let my mother tell you, And they're like, no, you have to tell us. You're the parent. And then I'll be like to my mom, I'd be like, well, give me the cards. And she'd be like, I don't understand why you have to have the cards. I don't get that. I don't understand that. And the reason she was being like that is because she probably had overheard me with my friend on the phone talking about how my mother had never gave me my kids' cards, and about how the next time she hands them to me, I ain't giving the sons of bitches back. And so anyways, damn dentist or whatever, orthodontist or what the fuck ever it's called, because oral surgeon, whatever, I don't know. He's in there bitching me out, and I'm like, okay, but, and I'm trying, and he's just cutting me off. And then He just, like, stands there and looks at me, won't even let me talk to him, and just, like, fucking walks out. Like, he stood there for, like, 2 seconds, looked at me, and just walked out. And that's when I went back to my kid and I realized how many teeth that they'd pulled out, and I was like, something's not right here. And then I learned about how people get dentists and orthodontists are like, oh, you know, that Medicaid money. Oh, well, you can only pull 5 teeth. So that's what I'm going to pull out of this child's mouth. That way I get more money. And so that's what the fuck they'd done to my kid, because her teeth were practically, other than that chipped tooth and one that was rotted, they were, and well, actually two had cavities in it, because that's right, they was going to pull 3. And they ended up pulling 5 or more, or however many the limit is. But they did that just for fucking money. And they did that to my baby. And then I got bitched out by him. And so then I went to my daughter and seen, you know, and we sat there and she, like, ate on an ice pop, I think, for a little bit. Clarabelle, are you okay? Something wrong with your eye, baby? Huh? Are you okay? What's wrong? Are you okay? Get up here and lay down with mommy. Come on. But, I know this is completely sidetracked from the original, but I just gotta talk about things when I think about them. Okay. But, anyways, dang on, so, I seen how many teeth they'd taken, and I was like, how long do we have to stay here? And we stayed there or whatever, and, like, I was like, you know, oh, we can go, and they're like, yeah, you know, you can go after this amount of time. I think it was just a few minutes or whatever. It wasn't that long. We were up there in the recovery, and, I went to go sign her out and everything, and the nurse, like, because I was still infuriated, because my mom had asked me what he'd said to me. And I was, you know, my kid sitting there on the bed eating an ice pop, watching SpongeBob, like she's in her own world, you know, and they got her own pain meds and everything, so she's 3 sheets to the wind. And I was just like, he pulled me in there and he said this and I was like, and it's because of you, because you wouldn't give me. I said, so I don't even want to talk about it. You know, I was like, because you wouldn't give me the damn cards. I said, so I don't even want to talk about it. And then I asked the nurse, I was like, can we go? And they're like, yeah, you can go. And I was like, okay. And I went to go sign Ava out. And I went to the front desk out there or whatever. And I was like, where do I sign? And the woman just looked at me like, oh shit, don't take it out on me, you know. And I just signed her out because she'd heard what the damn dentist had said to me and everything. And boy, I mean, I was mad enough to shoot fucking nails. Like, I mean, I was pissed the fuck off. Like, I was pissed. And I remember I picked up Ava and I was like, come on, baby, you know, let's go. And then I asked my mom to swing her by so we could see her dad, because hell, he hadn't even seen her beforehand, much less afterhand. Like, he didn't give a shit. But, like, I tried to keep a bond between them, and you'd figure he would have wanted to see her. And then I went up there, and, like, she's bleeding, you know, from her mouth and everything, and he acted like it was so disgusting, you know, and, like, she just had her teeth cut out, you asshole. You know, like, are you jealous? Well, are you okay? What is it? You gotta go potty? That's what it is. Okay. Okay, give me a minute. Give me a minute. But, so pitiful. Just to go potty. You're definitely my dog. But, one of my dogs. But, I'm gonna end it here and I'm gonna label it Broken Me, because, I mean, I really do. When I care, damn it, I fucking mean it. I'm not playing. It's not a joke. It's not funny. So if anybody sees the videos and likes them or what the fuck ever, and somebody's watching them, so I know somebody's viewing them. But anyways, like, comment, share, subscribe, and if you're a family member or an ex or somebody that's doing some shit, like, dude, stop being a... Oh, if that's who you are. Now, if you're EJ, then hey, you know, be a little shady self, I reckon, until you decide not to no more. But you really need to grow the fuck up over what the fuck ever this shit is, like, that you're doing to me, because it's not funny. Like, we can talk about it like two grown women. Like, it's not that hard for you to say, yeah, you might have to see me cry. But hell, if you're watching the videos, you're done seeing that, and you done seen me fucking lose my mind over losing my kids, so you done seen me at my worst. But, and if you're just somebody else, just leave a comment or something. Like I said, I like talking to people and everything, and maybe if I have somebody to talk to, I won't make as many videos. But comment, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you later. But one thing about making comments is if we get to where we are communicating and talking, I'm going to actually have to know who the fuck you are. So you can't sit there and be on some fake hiding who the fuck you are type shit. Like, Like, I mean, if you want to, just to leave a random comment or something, or be like, I like your videos, or I like something about you, or whatever, then hey. But, like, if you write something, you're like, hey, what about this? Like, you ask me a question that's like, or whatever, or where's your kid? Like, you hadn't watched them all and stuff, or some shit, I'm gonna end it, so I'll catch you later.